And I've sent the YouTube link. Then we can kick off in 5 minutes. We'll monitor the YouTube link on the
Okay,
YouTube
cool.
side.
Yeah, we'll kick off in 5 minutes in, like 36 past, just to make sure that everyone's on. All right, I think we can kick off. Let me remove this thing. Cool. I hope everyone's doing well. I think everyone's ready. So look. All right. Thanks, Peter. Cool. All right. Welcome. And I probably should get the It's okay, I'll do that just now. All right. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed your first video. I know it was a lot of work and um, they look good, but yeah, time to move on to distributed systems. Um, so with distributed systems, this aspect of your submission, it requires you to create a video demonstration, presentation of all the work involved in deploying the distributed systems module for your project, WeShare. Please use the following guidelines on how to compile and showcase your video demonstration presentation. So these are the guidelines. You need to show that you use computer technology to conduct your research. Obviously, um, just say that I used my computer to conduct the research, but I need you to say it in the video. So does the presentation mention the use of a computer application to analyze the research data? So if there's any research that you had to do, like literally anything, if there's anything you had to Google, just say that you used a computer. Show that you planned and documented your research. So you have to put in the time to like actually show your methods um, uh, and sources of information used in the research of a computer topic. So all of this is like basically exactly the same as the previous video. So these are like really important steps. Show that you used the internet to conduct your research. Show that you use computer technology to present your research. Show that you researched tools available for website development. Demonstrate an understanding of available web browser plugins. So one thing about this, yes, I want you to use the slides, but please, when you demonstrate your code, you have to demonstrate the code. And like with WeShare, you have to demonstrate WeShare in your browser, running on your local machine, not screenshots of your code. Yes, you can include screenshots of the code, but you still have to demonstrate the actual code and that you're actually doing testing, things like that. Okay. Demonstrate an understanding of available web browser plugins. Plugins are like literally anything. So there's Grammarly. I use Dark Reader. Yeah, motivate your choice of HTML editor and other website design maintenance tools, and you have to communicate it. So now we're getting to the sections where it becomes a little bit strange, and there's a lot of different ways to interpret these things. This I will leave up to you. So cost benefit analysis. How much did it cost you to do this project? You could literally say it's free because the tools that you used are free. The computers you used were given to you to use. But you have to show this, right? Showcase your cost benefit analysis. Does the presentation identify the different parts of a cost benefit analysis? Do some research on cost benefit analysis and show that you did research on cost benefit analysis. Try and like work one into the other. Show that you prepared a cost estimate for an element of work. So you can say that like, if I get paid this much, or you could just say, I'm a student, it's for free. Does a presentation provide cost estimate on an element of the work based on the breakdown of the components? Does the presentation provide cost estimate on an element work based on understanding that the estimate should include the implementation testing of interface to other components where applicable, things like that. But just answer it. Okay, show that you prepared a time estimate for an element of work. Okay, so this is like at least do like a time estimate. Yes, you had certain amounts of week to do it. You did things in a certain way. So it's all about like time management and things like that. So explain the effects of late delivery of an element of work. You can talk about how if one of your teammates didn't do their work, you had to stay up and did the work. More costs were involved, everything else like that. So section C, this is not one you can really like demonstrate in a slide. Um, yeah. Does the presentation identify the target audience? So your target audience is the assessors or me, us, or the people that will be using your application. Does the presentation focus on the pertinent points? The pertinent points are like the most important points. Is the presentation's content deliberate and flow logical? So is there like a logical flow to how you present? Does the presentation show that some research was conducted? Is the presentation organized? Does the presentation make use of colors? You know, all of these things, just look into the camera. Use basic English. You don't have to go like all crazy. Um, just make sure that you talk loudly. Um, you don't need to encourage dialogue in the presentation because it's direct to us. Do the presenters adjust speech rate and volume and complexity of the content? Yeah, these are some difficult ones. So like when you get to speak about something more complicated, just like slow down, speak slower and more concisely. Do the presenters observe the response from the audience and adjust if necessary? That one doesn't count. Do the presenters request and accept feedback? No. Is the presentation entertaining, educational, motivational, informative? Try and incorporate those elements. Does the presentation create awareness? All right. And then you get to the demonstration. So you have to demonstrate, you have to outline the context of the web page, identify transactions we can carry out, showcase the simplicity and ease of use, showcase use of HTML and CSS features. So web development tools, describe the use of available HTML editors, things like that, to give disadvantages. Do you identify specific file formats? So the specific file formats, like is it directing to a certain web page, things like that. So these are the more guidelines in your demonstration. And here's the marking sheet, and there's some example videos as well. And release date. Okay, so it's going to be 25, it's going to be 20, it's 30th of June, and submission is going to be, let me just quickly check the calendar. Sorry about that, but it will be edited. But it should be on your Google Calendar. So it's next week, Friday. But yeah, so that is next week, Friday. All right, we can go through this one. All right, so here's all of the sections. I know this one is going to be like, it's up for debate, but please just like try and tick some boxes. Obviously, you don't have to put up a slide of this, but yeah. Oh, I just broke something. Yeah. But just make sure that you use the rest in slides where applicable, obviously. And you know how the slides work. You have your timestamps that go directly to the slides. And yeah, that is it. Okay, now I need to figure out how to stop sharing so that I can go here. And I can start checking for questions. No questions? Yeah, next week, Friday. unless you guys want an extra weekend to work on it. Then we move it to 14th. No, you do this in your groups. You did have groups for WeShare, right? Peter, are you still there? I don't know if Peter's
Yeah, I'm
there.
still here. The same groups that you did brownfields with. It's the same group you're
Okay,
gonna
cool.
do.
So yeah, it's the
And
same groups.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So it's the same teams as the brownfields. Um, and you need the extra weekend. Okay, so 14th, Monday the 14th. So you have 2 weekends. Please don't leave it to the last weekend. Like at least start working on it now, like piece by piece. I was going to refer to something, but it's not something anyway. It's how you eat a very big cake is by piece. It's just a lot easier. Just start today. Start reading everything today. Start asking questions now. Uh, I don't think I can go to the YouTube one. Okay, the video and project is due next week. No, it's the 14th. Um, since we are doing all SETA work this year, does this mean we might graduate early next year? Um, you'll get your SETA certificates earlier within next year, depending on SETA itself. But they have released a new LMS. That's currently why it takes so long for any certification to take place, because they don't have a system. They send you spreadsheets, you send the spreadsheets back to them, and then they email you with people. It's not like a system where you upload users, which they will be launching on 1st of October. So you guys will then be loaded onto that system, hopefully, if it works. Um, which means that you'll also have a digital certificate, so you don't have to wait for the actual certificate to be printed. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. Any more questions? Oh, the length of the video, minimum 20 minutes, please. And not longer than like 45, please. Oh, I should
actually
just
for
put that.
Vishay, let's just make it not more than 30 minutes run. Vishay is like small.
WeShare is pretty small. Let me just put it in the Slack channel. Uh, Suita 23. So 20. Oh, yeah. Then 20 minutes. 30. I mean, okay, I'll say 40, but yeah, max 40 minutes. Okay. Let's see if I can pin it. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. Ooh, that is it. Short and sweet. This one
Yeah.
should be a lot, yeah. This one should be a lot easier to do than the brownfields, because it's just got a lot more like cost benefit analysis. It's more about time management and things like that. A lot less about the code and the intricacies. Yes, it's a group project as a group. Let me edit. Let's see if I can edit this one. Edit. No, I can't. Again.
Oh no, Ron.
Yeah.
I, th I think Tabani's question is this an individual project or a group project? It's an individual project doing it from SP side, but for SETA, it's a group project.
Yeah. So select
So you have to
the
do
per.
individual submissions on LMS for yourself. You can do it alone, right? But as soon as you are finished, then that's where you choose the best project, the best wisher that you're going to demonstrate as a group. Just to clear confusion also in terms of how am I going to focus on my wisher individually and also focus on SETA as a group project. You already have guidelines. You can start working on that. Use the guidelines. It's simple as that. You don't have to delay anything. You can even start today using those guidelines.
Perfect. So yeah, even with your old group, you can start chatting between yourselves now. Who's going to work on what? Who's going to do the cost benefit analysis, research, work on slides? Whose project is done or going to be complete? Maybe you guys can work together to help each other out as well. Yeah. Cool. Is there anything else? Is there any confusion? Is there anything more that we can help with? Um, because I don't want to sit here and tell you guys to go use ChatGPT to work on this project. I really would like for you guys to know what you're doing. Okay, Awonke, what are you confused about?
Please unmute if you can. Okay. Just unmute and say.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My confusion is if we doing the research, right? We're researching and basically analyzing the project that we're doing, and we're doing different projects, but then at the end of the project that we're doing, we're going to be choosing one project. So that means the research that you've done for your project or the analysis and like the work that you may have done for your project might not align with someone else's work. So that's like another, I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's where my confusion is working with your project and doing everything for your project, but then having to now again analyze someone else's project and someone else's chain of thought and way of working and how they did their own project in order for the submission of SETA. That I don't know if I'm making sense, but yeah.
I
Yeah, can I answer that
understand.
one, Rowan?
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
You add on. So this is how it works. As you know, we think code is a peer-to-peer learning environment, right? You're working on your individual project and you get stuck. Don't you ask your friend for some help? You do, right? So in terms of that, you don't have to be confused by the guidelines that we produced for SETA. If you go back to Brownfield's guidelines as well, you will see that those guidelines there are not the same with the rubric that we gave you to demonstrate your brownfields. You had to tailor your presentation for brownfields according to the guidelines from SETA, right? So this is a group project from SETA side. The research that you're gonna do, right, for your WeShare should comply with the guidelines from SETA side, right? But for WeShare individual project, don't use those guidelines to do your WeShare. Use the performance side of things, the curriculum itself, to do your WeShare project. And I guarantee you, if you read if you did the previous projects well, SPA and your first one, the fundamentals, you should take only 1 week to finish WeShare. By Friday, you should be done with WeShare. Then you can use the next week to focus on the SETA side of things. And more so, we provided you guys with videos of previous guys who were presenting the WeShare project. Use that to your advantage on how things should look. Right? I don't know if I clarified some things, if there's more confusion.
So, okay, so another thing, how you can look at it, make it as generic as possible. So when you do a cost benefit analysis, because it's WeShare, everyone's doing one project, right? So technically there's only like a certain amount of solutions or programs and basically anything that you used. So like you can speak about HTML being free. It's a free software programming language. So it's not like something else. Or CSS is free. Visual Studio Code is free. The research that you've done can be something generic, like local hosting. If you have a database, it is free. You know, like don't speak about like each person did their own research, but like just make it more general, if that makes sense. Or even have like a placeholder for something so that when you sit with your group, so you don't have to do research on someone else's stuff. You can still do it on yours, but also just get together as a group and figure out who's going to do what, so that if it does come down to a specific project needing something specific, then you have the person whose project is basically already done, or who would have the best one, who can then write on their research on that, or you could, or if you're the person who needs to write on it, you can ask the questions and then the group member will answer. Does that help, Onke? Was I muted? No. Hello, did I help unconfuse you? I'm just making sure.
I'm confused, but thank you. That's clarifying something. Because I was saying essentially we'll be presenting one work, which is someone else's work, which in a way they're going to be explaining that work to the rest of the group. So in a way, one person is presenting or just sharing the presentation with everyone. I don't know if it's okay.
Oh, okay, let me simplify it. Let me simplify it for you. The part that you're going to demonstrate on your WeShare, it should be the one that is working best. Only the part that you'll be demonstrating to us, how it works locally and all the stuff. I don't think all of you will do it the same. But if you do, then you can vote whose code are you going to use in order to demonstrate that locally. If you all did it the same way, then there's no need. You can just demonstrate your part that you did very well.
And if you were to do, because it's the same project, right? So you can essentially do the work on your project and just say, on my project, I did this, 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 and this. And then when it comes to demonstration, you just choose one to demonstrate. Unless you want to demonstrate multiple, it's also okay. I'm just trying to make it easier. And this is what we've done previously, even with my
Yeah,
cohort.
actually, that could work to clear some confusion. That could work. Because it's similar. Yes, Awonke. Because it's similar, so there's no problem.
I'm just trying to unconfuse you. It's not this presentation or this part of the thing. It's not so much about the project because you've already done the project. Now you're just demonstrating your understanding of the project. So the project is done, the practical is done. Now you're just demonstrating what you did. But you are welcome to demonstrate what you did and talk about how you solved the problem, unless you want to do the video by yourself, which I would not recommend, but if you want to, you can. If you feel that would be better for you. Are you unconfused?
But I don't think we should let them do it individually. You
I
guys should
know.
appear as a group. Because if you allow that for her, many people take advantage of wanting to do it alone. So because these videos will be reviewed by us, please do them. If something is unclear, and then we will review, then you can redo it according to our feedback.
Yeah,
But if there's more
totally.
confusion, please use Slack. And I want, if you want a one-on-one session, we can have it with your group, right? All of you as a group, the four of you did brothers together, explain a few things to you, and then I think that can help as well. Okay, gotta hop off. Cheers, guys.
All right. It is a pleasure. Glad I could help. All right. Are there any more questions? Let's have a look. No. Cool. I hope you have a wonderful day. Cheers, everyone.